Adam, good morning. How are you, buddy? Happy to see you, be with you. I hope you're well. I hope your weekend was good. I hope everything was good for that matter, really. Hope progress on your project is coming along nicely. For those that are checking in on this video after the live stream, just a reminder that today is our second allocated pre-production day, which means that starting next class on Wednesday and Friday, we shift into post-production, which will be your time to pop into the stream, ask for questions, troubleshooting, and help on WeVideo stuff, as well as taking the opportunity, and I strongly recommend if you're going to allocate time in your day to sit down and do this edit, why not do it from 10 to 11 with me one tab over? And that way, if you have a question, I'm right there. If you're working on something, you can ask it right away and not feel like you need to kind of stockpile that question for the next time that we chat again. Shannon and Jake, good morning to you as well. I hope your weekends were great. I hope you're making progress on the project. Hope you guys capitalized on yesterday and today weather-wise. It's supposed to be fairly nice, although it was a little chilly yesterday in the wind. And then on Friday, some places got snow, or a Saturday, so who's to say what it's going to be like the rest of the week? Actually, I think it's supposed to be nice, but rainy? I'm not sure. Didn't film all my steps yet. Okay, Adam, if you want to take this time to go and shoot the rest of that to put you in a good position to shift on over into post-production, my recommendation would be if you have a game plan to do them in the next 2 days, awesome. I would try and get it done today, tomorrow. At least that way, when you kind of shift over to edit mode, our question and answer and troubleshooting sections are going to be a little bit more useful to you. And of course, if you have anyone that's in class but doesn't come to class, let them know that if they want to, kind of get caught up on some WeVideo things, I can do that during those sessions as well. So if there are folks that are out there that are watching this and you haven't come to class but you're struggling a little bit in WeVideo, come on Wednesday and Friday so that we can kind of do a refresher session if need be. Okay, so Shannon, in the same boat, we're partially through shooting and got to finish the rest. Okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know your status, guys, where you're at, which is fantastic, just so I can get an idea of where people are. Dan, good morning to you as well. Jake, Dan, if you want to give me an update as where you are in your project, I would love to hear, just so I know where folks are. I want to make sure at the end of this, I definitely sit back and get some feedback from you folks as to whether or not we had too much time, too little time, things like that. That goes a long way in shaping our next project, which I'm still, to be honest, I'm got to go back to the drawing board a little bit. I had some ideas that I floated out to a few folks and lukewarm feedback, and I'm trying to find something that'll be stimulating as well as fun to do. And seeing as how this one goes so late into May, and rightfully so, our first full shooting project will take a little bit longer, that I don't really have that much time before, I hate to say it, but between when this project is done and the end of the year, as scary as that sounds. Dan, 2 questions. Fire away, buddy. Oh, Adam, while you're here, Ms. Schiller had reached out over the weekend. I didn't know if you were planning to run for office again. Or Shannon, if you were interested in possibly running for office. I think we've got a vacancy right now. And holy smokes, do I have a lot of emails to download pictures for? And I'll do that while we wait to hear Dan's questions. Sorry. Whoops. Oh, shoot. You know what, Dan? You emailed me yesterday, didn't you? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So I got buried in parent emails for the sports award thing that I'm doing. I got 20 emails for one person, which is perfectly fine. I'm happy I have them, but it pushed so many things to reply to down to the bottom, and I apologize that I did not get to that. So, um, I, explain what you mean by you okay. So you're taking clips from YouTube to explain the history of baseball, and you're going to use those shots in. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Well, if you're at 10 now, you're 5 away from my minimum, but the idea was that it was 15 shots that you were shooting. So I think it's an awesome idea um, to supplement what you're shooting with other video clips, or if you even want to find pictures, like that's great too. But it would not count towards the 15. And that's just to make sure that folks are actually shooting. Otherwise, someone could, do the 5 shots I'm asking for and do the rest of the video with footage they didn't shoot. So I think it's awesome that you want to use it, and you can use them. They just wouldn't count towards the 15. So they were due on Friday, Shannon, but we had 2 vacancies that we didn't hear from. And so I have a meeting today with Miss Schiller and Miss Petey on Zoom at 1:15 with some updates and things. And so I can always inquire if we were interested in being a part of our student council, which would be awesome. And then, Dan, if you've got that second question, fire away. So the tracking and dolly shot. Give me one sec here to download this video. Okay, so the tracking and dolly shot is when the camera has movement in 3-dimensional space, typically either forwards and backwards or facing forwards going side to side. So the camera is always, if I'm holding a phone, which I don't have, glasses case. So if this is our phone right here, if the camera is facing this way shooting, it's either dollying forwards or backwards. All right, or you can actually truck left and right would count, or a combination of those 2 movements if you want to move around something. And so if you're focused on an object, I'm going to take my good friend, Mr. Sloth, who doesn't have a name. If this were the camera and we wanted to get a dolly shot of his face, we could bring the camera in and then slowly move it towards his face. And so if you're doing history of baseball, if you've got some, I think a really great shot might be like having just the equipment out and kind of doing a tracking shot around that equipment, or I don't know if you have anyone helping you, but like if you're swinging the bat, bringing the camera in quickly to intensify that swing, like something like that would work. But it's where the camera is moving in 3-dimensional space. So you can be stationary and tilt up and down and pan left and right, but it's when the camera actually moves does it become a tracking and dolly shot. So does that help clear that up a little bit? I hope so. Cool. Awesome. You got it, buddy. I'm glad that that helped clarify a little bit. Can I just stock? I guess I can't. Whoops. Yep. Oh, these are great. So I'm going through pictures for, I guess, softball. It's fantastic. Adam, yay. What happened, bud? The packets and stuff were all due on Friday. I know they were emailed out Monday of last week. Check your email either from an email from Ms. Petey or Ms. Schiller, but if you probably search student council, then it might come up. But that was due Friday, bud. Reach out to Ms. Schiller and Ms. Petey and see if they can take it today, if you can. Like I said, we have a meeting at 1, but You weren't aware. I'm surprised. You should have been on all their email chains because you are the rep for our class. But if you can scramble, see if you can get that done. I don't think any of the teacher recommendation stuff is due until tomorrow. So I think it's just a really simple, couple things to fill out. But seeing as how we don't have a space for it, she might let it slide that it came in a little bit later. In fact, I'll send her a message as well. Just shot her a quick text. All right. Fired off a couple texts. Now she's probably in class, probably teaching, so I don't want to expect a response immediately, but well, hopefully she'll get back to me soon. But I would definitely reach out to her yourself. It's going to look better on you, of course. Dan, I can show you right now, honestly. I mean, if you're ready to if you think you're going to be in WeVideo before next class, then let's take a look at it now. Give me a second to log in here. It's really simple. Excuse me. Cool. Okay. All right. Let's get into WeVideo. I'm just gonna go to my test edit real quick. Yeah, I figure why wait till Wednesday if you feel like you've got time in the near future to get a jump on it. We'll show you now. I'm just gonna get it set up here. Okay, so let me bounce over to my desktop here. I'm gonna hope it shows the right desktop. I've got two computer screens now, and so I want to make sure it's showing the right one. No, it is showing the right one. Okay, cool. So we should be seeing this. I'll see it in a sec. Okay, so once Matt's here. Hello. Matt, give me a quick update on your project, where you're at. I'm just showing Dan something in WeVideo really quickly since he asked, and we'll spend some time in WeVideo Wednesday, Friday. So if you got questions about that, you can ask it. But if you're here, why not ask it now? So, Dan, once you've shot your video, and I think most people are using their phones to shoot, which is perfect. It works great. It's quick. It's easy. It's on you all the time. Step one is going to be to take that footage from your phone and your camera roll and upload it to Google Drive. So if you don't have the Google Drive app on your phone, I would strongly recommend downloading that. Once you're logged into the Google Drive app with your school email, go to the camera roll, upload those photos to Google Drive. When you are in WeVideo, all right, as you know, it takes you to a project. It's going to dump you to stock media immediately. If you go over to My Media, and this is after you've created a new project. So from your dashboard, you want to you can hit create new, and it'll just ask you what you want to name it, and then what's the template. I'm not going to create a new one though. I'm just going to go back into my test edit one. Okay. Once you're in your new project and you go over to My Media, all right, there's no project media, all right, there's no shared media, and you might not have anything in My Media because you haven't imported anything into WeVideo yet. But at the top right here, there are 3 options, one for import, one for record, one for narrate. So the import, if you select, it's going to ask you to drag media here, all right, which if you're on like a regular laptop, you can do from like your desktop or your documents folder or a regular computer. But if you're on your Chromebook, which most of us are, you can go down here to import from some of these sites. And the first one right there is Google Drive. So when you click on Google Drive, okay, because you're logged into WeVideo with your Hazlet email, it should take you right there, okay? But then you can go to your Google Drive. You can select the folder that has your clips. I'm just trying to find something that actually has footage in it. Shrek tests? Sure. Let's take this. We're going to select it. All right, and you'll see that it starts to generate itself over here. Now, this is a part where you might want to like, bring all your footage in, let it do its thing, like take a break, go have lunch or something like that, and then come back, all right, because it will take a while for WeVideo to process it. It's pulling it from Google Drive, and it needs to make sure it can reference those files as easily as possible. So it won't be like a drag and drop, and then you're ready to go automatically. Now, if you wanted to do a voiceover, there's 2 options you can do. The easiest way is to go up here, all right, and you'll notice to the right of import, we've got record, where you can actually record using your Chromebook webcam, and it'll put it in this project, or you can go to narrate. And if you select narrate, you might get a pop-up. This is asking, hey, we want to use your microphone, and of course I want to allow that. Okay, and then, oh, look, my video's done loading. Okay, if you click on the microphone, it'll start to count you in. Now, I'm wondering if it'll pick up my actual microphone. This is where you would do your voiceover, okay, and then when your voiceover's finished, you would just hit stop. All right, you can play it back over here. You just hit that check mark. It's going to save that voiceover, and now look, I've got a voiceover clip in my media that I can bring into, my video tracks. Now that's the quick and easy way. Here's the thing though. All right, oops, and there it is. It added it to a voiceover track. I'm gonna delete all this stuff, as well as this piece of media. Yep, delete it. Okay. What is Shrek Test? Oh yeah, okay. So some effects work I was doing. Okay, so that's the quick and easy way. I don't think it's the best way for voiceovers. What I would recommend, and what I've been recommending to everyone, and I apologize if we have an Android phone. I have an iPhone, and I know most people do. But there is a voice recording app that's part of the phone. It's just simply called, I don't think I even have it anywhere, Voice Memos. All right, and you have an option to, and I'll just hit record here, record a voice memo, blah, 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 and you get waveforms, which is really cool. And when you stop that, all right, you should have an option to share that with Google Drive as well. Like if I go to share, okay, Google Drive's an option, and I can upload that to Google Drive and I can import it into WeVideo. And the reason why I would recommend doing that way, okay, it may seem like an extra step, but if you do it before you bring your clips up to Google Drive anyhow, it's just one more clip to add. It's not a big deal. The reason why I would do that is that the quality of your voiceover is going to be so much better, okay, because you're not using a cheap, cruddy little microphone hidden on a Chromebook somewhere. You're going to use the one on your phone, which is used for recording videos and phone calls, so the quality is going to be a lot better. And if you go the extra mile, this would be above and beyond, but I know some people are doing this to make it sound really good. If you pick a really good recording space, okay, one, instead of just using your Chromebook where it's on my desk right here, you can bring your phone microphone really close to your face, all right, which means the quality of the audio is going to be a lot better too, and it's going to be louder and there's going to be less background noise. If you want to go above and beyond and find a quiet space to do it, this may sound really silly, but here's what I recommend, because I used to do this in college all the time, and anytime I need to do a voiceover at home, I try and do this as well. And again, it's weird, but if you have your script up on your Chromebook, okay, of what you're going to say, and you've got your voice recording app on your phone, find a closet in the house that has a lot of clothes in it, and just sit on the floor of the closet and have your Chromebook in there so you can see your script and have your phone with you so you can record your voiceover. But the closet is going to eliminate a lot of the echo. The closet is going to absorb a lot of the extra sounds going on, and it's generally in the quietest part of the house, or it's far away from stuff, or it's shielded because there's a door. You're in a small recording booth, basically, and the clothes help to dampen that sound. So I know that sounds like a really silly suggestion, but it'd be one more thing before you upload to Google Drive, and it's going to take the same amount of time as it would to record it on your laptop. That's what I would recommend. But that's how you go about importing your clips into WeVideo, as well as recording the voiceover in WeVideo. I would just recommend recording the voiceover on your phone, uploading it to Google Drive, and then importing it with the rest of your video clips as an audio file. So I hope that helps clarify a little bit on how to do that. Let me know if it doesn't, and I'll try and break it down a little bit more. And I'm going to delete that Shrek clip. And that is done. Cool. Awesome. Dan, I'm glad that helped. Thank you for being kind enough to say that you're going to leave. I appreciate you not just ghosting me. But awesome. Good luck with it. And if you have any more questions, email out again. I'll be around my computer most of the afternoon and evening, so I can always reply that way if you got extra questions. Thanks, buddy. Good luck. I'll talk to you on Wednesday. All right, with Dan leaving and a small chat size or viewing group right now, I'm going to let the stream run for another 10 minutes. If it goes silent, if we get radio silence for 10 minutes, I'm going to close the stream, but we'll meet again Wednesday again for some WeVideo troubleshooting and help. You're welcome, Dan. My pleasure, bud. I'm excited to see how it comes together. Shannon, you certainly can. I mean, the audio quality, without hearing, it'd be hard to tell. I guess it kind of depends on how you shot it. As silly as it may seem, if you're say the products are on the counter and you're recording it this way, or actually I would hopefully this way. This is the higher quality camera. If you're shooting it this way and talking about it while you're getting different shots of things, the quality might not be super great. Just because if you think about, well, where the microphone is down here, and if you're behind the camera, it's going to pick up what you're saying, but like only some of it. And that's not to say that it's going to pick up like certain words. It's going to pick up fewer of the waveforms. And if you think about where that microphone is pointing, it's going to pick up some of that noise that's going on over here too. And even in a quiet bedroom, I don't know where your windows are. Your sound, like my sound, is bouncing off the wall because I'm in the corner of my my dining room right now. So like it might sound a little echoey. It's a tough thing to say. Not to say, hey, do an extra step and record a voiceover separately. You have that option, and the sure thing I could say is that it would sound a lot better if you did that. Especially if you already have planned what you're going to say, it wouldn't take that long to do. But if you want to use the clips that you have already with the explanation in the back, what you would end up doing is, here, I'm going to bounce over to WeVideo again. Just because WeVideo is a little trickier with like the inability to separate the audio that's attached to your video. So let me get into a project. Let's take a look at. All right, I'm going to take this clip here. Wow, it's a long one. Actually, no, there's not a lot of audio in that clip. How about this one? Also, again, not a lot of audio. All right, I got to find a clip with a decent amount of audio. Okay, perfect. We're going to use this one, and I'll bounce over here. All right, so let's just hypothetically assume, and I understand this clip is not what you had shot, but we've got this clip here. All right, we can clearly see someone talking, and if I look down in, let's make that smaller so you can see it. All right, if I look down in my timeline, all right, I have it in video 2, which honestly it should be in video 1. All right, and I'll show you why in a sec. Let's make sure we can see those waveforms. Okay, so we can't unfortunately separate the audio and video in WeVideo. So unless we were able to find this clip and extract the audio elsewhere and then re-import it as an audio file, one, which could be a headache, and two, we might not be able to do. You would kind of have to cheat it a little bit. So if I wanted to use, say, this audio as a voiceover, what I would have to do is modify the video of the clip. So if I go into my clip to edit, okay, not even there. My apologies. If you go, we don't want to double click it. That was my fault. We want to go to this tab here. So if I click on the pencil, it's the same window. But unfortunately, I don't have the option that I want there. It's going to be the second option here for opacity. And if you click on that, that green line comes up. And that's how I said you can do a manual fade, right? If you click and add a keyframe there and then bring this part down, all right, it will slowly fade in over the course of that keyframe. What you would essentially be doing is in that clip where you have your voice in the background that you want to use, you're going to bring the opacity down all the way. Okay, so we don't hear or we don't see any of the video, but we will have the audio there still as well. And then you can go up into video track 2 and start to put the other clips in. And maybe the clips that you're putting in track 2, okay, you don't want any audio in because we want to hear the voiceover, so we can just bring the entire track audio down. All right, and so when I play this back, I know you can't hear it, but what we're seeing are the clips in track 2 with no audio because I brought it down. And then we're hearing the audio in video 1, track 1, because I brought the opacity of the video down. So that's kind of a way around it a little bit. It's not ideal, but at least it's something that we can do in WeVideo to eliminate the visual part of a clip to just keep the audio. So if you want to use those clips that you have, and then just like do exactly that, right? Bring down the opacity of that clip and then just use it in the lowest track, so ideally track 1, so that the audio is there. We don't see the video in track 1, and then you can stack your clips up in track 2 on top of. So that's how I would go about doing it using WeVideo. Does that help a little bit? Whoops. Okay, at least then you have options. I don't know how you were recording the clip, I guess originally, right? Because some people have a tendency, if they're demonstrating something, they'll talk about it behind the camera as they're showing stuff. There are other people I know that they recorded a video just kind of looking at the ground or ceiling while they talked into their phone. You could also do that, but then you've got this video that you don't need, and it takes up space on your phone. It takes longer to upload. So that's why I recommend the Voice Memos app. But at least now you've got a workaround if you do come across a clip where you're like, oh, I like what's in the background, but I don't like the visual. And then you can change that opacity down to 0. But good, I'm glad that helped a little bit. So excellent question there, Shannon. That's great. I might have to show that on Wednesday and Friday just for those preemptively that might have that question. Okay, Shannon, awesome. Thank you for checking in, asking questions. We'll see you on Wednesday. Good luck with your edit. Reach out to me if you need to between now and next class. All right, we'll see you later. All right, we're down to 2, so I'm going to stay for another 2 minutes since the other 2 have been quiet. But that's okay. Good questions and good stuff in class today. That's why we're here. Excuse. Perfect. All right, gang. On that note, we're going to wrap up here today. Thank you for coming out, if we did, to ask some questions and get some help. I hope you found it insightful and helpful. Remember, Wednesday and Friday are our dedicated editing days, so I'll be in WeVideo exclusively if you have questions. That's not to say that you can't come out if you've got shooting questions as well. I know everyone's situation is different, so while the folks today had seemed to be mostly done their shooting, there's still a little bit time before the project is due. Remember, before the class starts on the 19th. Okay, so a week from tomorrow is when it is due, so plenty of time still. All right, but if you have WeVideo questions, come out Wednesday, Friday. If you missed a class in the past and want to get caught up on some WeVideo stuff, please, this is a good opportunity to come as well. Or if you just need a refresher, please come. I can go over some simple things with you again. All right. On that note, folks, as I lost the tab to my stream here, we're going to wrap up on the day. I hope you enjoy it, and we will touch base again on Wednesday. See you later.